Good evening and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for being here to pay tribute to Cantor Frankel, who will be leaving us at the end of this month. We support her in her difficult decision to step away from her cantorate to spend more time with her family. Still feeling that way, Cantor Frankel? The planning for tonight's tribute began several months ago when we were imagining that we would be gathering in the Teller for an evening of food and music and words of gratitude and love. And while the scope, medium, and venue may have changed, that remains exactly what we will be having. As is our tradition that food is love, we have arranged for our congregant caterers Feast Your Eyes to deliver dinner to the Frankel's home to enjoy after our program. The rethinking that was necessary to plan tonight's celebration of Cantor Frankel was the work of our creative and resilient task force, led expertly by Merrill and Lloyd Brotman, and included Karen Edelstein, John Fink, Marge Goldberg, Ethel Goldberg, Ned Levy, Gail Rosenberg, Rochelle Schneider, Gail Snitzer, Nancy Uffner, Jackie Wolf, Jeff Katz, and Zoom goddess Alyssa Geller. Each of you brought your unique talents and expertise to an unfamiliar medium and found inventive ways to express our congregation's love and appreciation for all that Cantor Frankel has done for Road of Shalom. Thank you for all your good work. As you listen and watch this evening, I would encourage you, as some of you already have been doing, to use the chat feature to express any thoughts you may have about Cantor Frankel and how she contributed to our congregation and to your lives. Your comments about how she may have made an impact on you and on our congregation are what Cantor Frankel would most like to hear about. We will be recording the chat entries and presenting them to her to keep. And now, we begin with words from our clergy.
This week will mark the 71st anniversary of my bar mitzvah. When I think back to my pre-bar mitzvah years, I vividly remember attending every Shabbat morning service in the Orthodox synagogue where I was studying. The person who stands out in those memories is the Chazan, the cantor. He chanted nearly the entire service. I learned a term at a very young age in that Orthodox environment, the term Chazarat HaShatz, which alludes to the repetition of the Amidah by the cantor. The abbreviation Shatz stands for the two Hebrew words Shliach Tzibur, the messenger of the congregation. That is the cantor. While there is much discussion in the Talmud and later on about the reason for this repetition, I learned during those years that the cantor, the messenger of the congregation, was very special. The Chazan of my youth taught me that the cantor needed to be authentic, learned, a teacher, and able to connect to people of all ages, so that he or she was truly the Shliach Tzibur, the messenger of the congregation. It is clear that you, Erin, have more than fulfilled all of those requirements of the cantor in many meaningful ways for me and for Road of Shalom. You have been a Shliach Tzibur, a messenger for and of the congregation. Just as my childhood cantor's presence remains with me, your presence will remain with all of those whose lives you have touched. I know that in whatever you choose to do in the future, you will be a shlichah, a messenger of your values and the Jewish learning that you bring to life. You can rightfully say with the psalmist, I have walked with integrity. I wish you kol tuv, all good in the path that you choose to follow.
When we were searching for a cantor 8 years ago, our congregation was at a crossroads. on the brink of a great transformation, we had conducted a thorough study of some of the leading congregations in the national reform movement. We worked with consultants and many of my best colleagues around the country. We knew that our missing piece was that we needed a great cantor. But we didn't want someone who just had a nice singing voice. We needed a full clergy partner, one who was ordained from Hebrew Union College, our Reform Seminary, one with the intellectual heft to aid us in our goal to become the best congregation in America. And we found the perfect person for our congregation at the time, Cantor Erin Frankel. Erin does have a beautiful voice, but to me it is beautiful because it is so versatile. She can sing all of the classical High Holy Day music with all the power and majesty of anyone I've ever heard. But to me, even more important is that she can sing in a more accessible style, contemporary, lively, engaging music. And every song was a prayer, whether it was using secular music and poetry of our own time to relate to Judaism, lifting up the sanctity of our everyday lives. Every song was a prayer. After getting to know Erin well, I knew that we had a superstar on our hands. But I worried, how do you handle a superstar? Well, I should have known because we already had two of them on our clergy team. Well, you just get out of her way and encourage her to use her God-given talents to the fullest extent possible. So she helped create a Shabbat service that captivated our congregation and now welcomes hundreds of people every Friday night. She created Ani Kinor, the RS Orchestra, to bring the rich sound of our times into this sacred setting. But Erin is so much more than music. She is a full clergy partner, teaching Torah study and other adult education classes, inspiring our children through our Berkman Merkaz Limud, leading the wonderful children's theater offerings, teaching hundreds of B'nai Mitzvah students, and giving sermons that lifted us up and challenged us and taught us and thrilled us. But why did Erin decide to be a cantor? Because she sees something in Judaism that could help people lead a better life. She understands that leading a Jewish life can add meaning and direction to our lives. Ultimately, a cantor is a teacher. And just as Erin could make the most magnificent music and make it accessible to all of us mere mortals, so too could she teach the most deeply intellectual ideas of our precious Jewish tradition to all of us. And she did it through friendship, always with a smile, all while creating profound connections among us. Erin, I'm so grateful to you for all that you did for this great congregation. But most of all, I'm proud of our congregation for accepting you with open arms. We had not had this model of a cantor before, so it took some getting used to, but they found so many ways to love and admire you and to bring you into their lives. So while we are very sorry to see you go, we know it's the best decision for you and David and Sivan and Maytal. And we know that you leave us in a much better place than when you came. May God bless you in your coming and your going.
As Rabbi Kuhn noted, this model of cantor as a full clergy partner was new to many of us. We very quickly realized how blessed we were to have that partner in Cantor Frankel. Erin, one of the traits that I, along with the entire clergy staff, admire most about you is your thoughtfulness. Anyone who has spent considerable time with you knows that you are a deep thinker. Many times in our senior staff and clergy meetings, we have relished being challenged by you. You personify the Jewish value of machlochet l'shem shamayim, an argument for the sake of heaven. You push us, and for that, we are grateful. To quote the famous sage Rabbi Yochanan, In speaking of his study partner, his Chavruta, Reish Lakish, he said, "When I would believe a thing, Reish Lakish would challenge me with 24 objections, and I would answer him with 24 answers, which led to a fuller understanding." Thank you for being our Chavruta. Thank you for challenging us to think deeper, to examine a problem from every angle, and to think through all the possibilities. May you continue to raise 24 objections in all that you bring yourself to. May you continue to challenge everyone in your life to find 24 answers. And may this lead to a fuller understanding for us all.
In just these 8 years, you have accomplished your RS vision, a career's worth of achievement. You leave the road of Shalom Cantorate and the congregation stronger. Our B'nai Mitzvah students walk through a meaningful process and rise to the challenge. Our youth have found their voices in choir and theater. Our Philadelphia Museum of Jewish Art has been lifted by your inspiration. Our professional team is more strategic. Every area of communal life has been influenced by your wisdom. Our congregants have been pastorally cared for. Students of Torah have deepened their studies. And all of us in prayer have opened our voices and our souls as you have led us to spiritual depths and joyful heights. Although there is no replacing you, when we go from strength to strength, we will do so, having been changed by your vision. Our Torah portion, Kiddushim, teaches us to be holy. As one of our Klei Kodesh, as tradition calls clergy people, that is one of our instruments of holiness. As one of our Klei Kodesh, you have been our teacher of holiness. Your decision to step aside from your professional role may not be our choosing, but we support you and wish for you a path of fullness, joy, and holiness. In your next chapter, may you embrace new ways to elevate, to deepen, and to discover holiness in your life. Amen.
Hi, my name is AJ Luca, and I have had the privilege of working with Erin over the past almost 6 years as an accompanist for the High Holy Days and the Makela Choir. Erin, I absolutely love working with you. You're an incredible leader, an incredible musician, and an incredible human being. When I watch you lead the choir, lead the congregation, I feel like I learn so much from you. And even just in one-on-one conversations or casual settings with a few people, your heart for people and your kindness shine through in the most beautiful way. It's an honor to work with you, and I know that our musical partnership is not over, but that we'll continue to make music together. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your friendship, and I'll see you soon.
Erin, if I may be presumptuous to publicly use your first name tonight, after spending countless hours in rehearsal with you, not just learning the music, but discussing and learning the meaning of the prayers we sing, and after singing with you in prayer during years of services and in performance, the members of the Makila have something to say to you on this special Shabbat evening.
Thank you, Erin, for creating a warm and comfortable setting in which I have been able to learn the thoughtful and beautiful music that you've taught Makila.
Cantor Frankel, I'm grateful to you for providing us wonderful and unique experiences, but most of all for helping us to become a cohesive group. Although I will miss you terribly, I wish you all the best.
Cantor Frankel, not only have you been an inspired leader at the synagogue, you've been there personally through some of my situations with health. I will always remember your kindnesses. Thank you.
Oh, it was a pleasure being in the Road of Shalom choir under your direction. You are an excellent teacher and musician, and you will be missed.
Cantor Erin, I just want you to know that you have touched my heart, and I will miss you terribly.
Thank you, Cantor Frankel, for your guidance and enthusiasm, and for sharing your incredible talents and your knowledge with all of us.
Cantor Frankel, you taught me that singing is prayer, a sacred way to connect to history, community, and the sacred in all of us. I'm so grateful. I love you.
Erin, Cantor Frankel, I want to thank you for your inspiration, for your friendship, and for those times of laughter, learning, and some tears along the way. Best of luck, and we'll miss you.
Thank you for your patience, kindness, and inspiration. You have been with me since the beginning. I could not have done this without you. I wish you joy, and thank you so much.
Cantor Frankel, as one of the newest and recent members of Makela, I will miss making music together. However, more importantly, as a regular Shabbat service attendee, I will miss your pulpit singing and your inspiring Devar Torahs that are delivered with much emphasis and passion and rhythm. Good luck.
Cantor Frankel, through your encouragement and guidance, you have inspired me at services to pray through singing. I will miss you.
Erin, it's been an amazing opportunity to learn from you and a great joy to be able to sing our sacred music together over the years. Be well in the next chapter of life. You have our love and support.
Hi, I'm Tom Whittemore. I played the piano and the organ at Road of Shalom. It has been such a joy for me these past 8 years to work with Erin. She is a charmer, she's talented, she is fun, one of the wittiest people I know. Her music making is top notch, and I know all the other musicians here join me in thanking her for that transcendent, magical experience. It's been terrific. She's a real professional, but she's balanced with grace, and I share a wonderful friendship with her, which I will continue to treasure. Erin, thank you. You're the very best.
Hi, everybody. We first met Erin and David soon after Erin started at RS. We were invited to a Meet the New Cantor event, and we quickly became friends and remain close friends now with the Frankel family. We care very deeply for Erin and respect her decision to step down as Cantor of RS and spend more time with her family. Nonetheless, we will greatly miss the professional and spiritual collaboration with Cantor Frankel that we have enjoyed over the last 8 years. When Erin became Cantor, she created Ani Kinor. Ani Kinor's formation from a musical standpoint was a joint effort between primarily Marjorie and Erin.
Arranging music for Erin's installation service was such a meaningful project for me. We loved playing and participating in such a momentous service. Aside from the playing, I really enjoyed the process of taking a song, hearing Erin's ideas, and then creating the string parts for these arrangements. The music we sing and hear at Road of Shalom is one of the main reasons I wanted to join RS, and participating in the music making with Erin will always be one of my fondest memories.
For me, it's mostly about performing. I really love playing Jewish music in our synagogue. It means much more to me than I'll ever be able to express. Being a part of this group and being included in Shabbat and other services allowed me to feel like I was helping others experience Judaism, hopefully in a profound way. Playing Kol Nidre with Erin will always be one of my favorite memories of my time with her. The arrangement we used was created collaboratively, and I'm always moved while performing it.
In 2016, Erin, John, and I organized a recording of many of the songs we hear every Friday during our Shabbat services. We created this recording with Erin and the other musicians of Ani Kinor. The experience remains one of our most treasured musical experiences. The music you will be hearing in this presentation is from that CD, which was recorded in the summer of 2016 at RS.
We will miss working with Erin at RS and will always be grateful for what she contributed to our community and for taking us along for the ride.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you, Erin.
Adonai
Over the past several weeks, we've asked our members to send in personal thoughts and stories about Cantor Frankel, perhaps an experience you may have had working with her, or a musical piece she introduced that may have been especially meaningful, or just an expression of appreciation. Alyssa is assembling them into a tribute book that we will be presenting to Cantor Frankel. We hope it will remain a reminder of our gratitude and appreciation. We have also presented Cantor Frankel with a gift, which I believe she received this week, a Kiddush cup that we will be having engraved once that's possible. This Kiddush cup is the same one that was presented to Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg when she spoke recently at the National Museum of Jewish History, of American Jewish History here in Philadelphia. The cup displays the words from Leviticus found on our Liberty Bell, proclaim liberty. We hope, Cantor Frankel, that you will find it both beautiful and meaningful. And now, we will be hearing from Cantor Frankel.
Okay. That was beautiful. Thank you. What a trip down memory lane. I hope that somebody's capturing for me what's in the chat box, because I see it moving up and up and up, and I can't read what everybody's writing. So I hope that we can capture that so I can read that later. Thank you for sharing your thoughts there. As we read in Parshat Kedoshim, you shall be holy, for I, Adonai your God, am holy. According to our tradition, this is what life is all about, working to live the holiness we each inherently possess. And Jewish life offers us a path. As Tara Isabella Burton wrote in the New York Times last summer in a piece that has lingered with me, religious life offers us, quote, a meaningful world, a viable place within it, a community to share it with, rituals to render ordinary life sacred. Within this world, we strive to live a holy life. There is no higher purpose, and that is why I have been so blessed to serve this congregation as we pursue this holiness together. I'm honored to have been on this Jewish path with all of you. I am so grateful to have been a part of your lives, to have been with you on the bima, under the chuppah, at the graveside, in youth choir rehearsal, in Makela rehearsal, in the PMJA gallery, in study, and in conversation. I will miss seeing you in all of those places. I hope that I have communicated in a way that stays with you my love for Judaism, for music, for art, for theater, for expressing your relationship to our tradition in the ways that fulfill you most. I could not ask for anything more. I will miss the private conversations I might have had with all of you joining us tonight to say goodbye and reminisce about our time together. I wish I could look each and every one of you in the eye now. I can't. So I will ask you to please reach out in the next few weeks so we can connect personally. That would mean a lot to me. There are many people to thank. I can only highlight a few. First, to Merrill and Lloyd Brotman and the entire group who came together to plan to honor me and then had to regroup and create this beautiful virtual tribute. Mike mentioned all of their names before. Thank you. My family and I are, and they're lurking here. You can't see them, but my family and I are eyeing our delicious Shabbat dinner, lovingly cooked and delivered by Lynn Bono and Skip Schwartzman. Thank you for that gesture to make our evening more special. And here's the Kiddush Cup. I did receive it this week. This was designed to celebrate 350 years of Jewish life in America. The words from our Torah, let us proclaim liberty, that are etched on the Liberty Bell. How fitting a reminder of my time serving this slice of Jewish life in Philadelphia. I feel celebrated, and I feel your thanks and gratitude. To all who took part in productions of the RS Youth Theater, and especially to Holly Lenz Kleeman, without whom each and every year it never would have happened, thank you all for your part in making that project come alive. To all the young people who sang and danced on our bima, it brought me so much joy to watch you. I'm so proud of those productions, and I will always remember fondly the magic that we created, and I hope you will too. It's not often that we as a community have a chance to talk about the musicians who make everything musical happen here at RS, and many of them are joining us tonight on this call, so I'd like to take most of my time now to pay tribute to them. Almost 8 years ago, Marge Goldberg and John Fink sat in my living room. I'm not sure we had even unpacked all of the boxes after moving to Philly, and I know that the baby grand piano that now belongs in the sanctuary was sitting in that very small space. And I described what I wanted to create with the use of strings for the music of our Shabbat service. Marge said, yeah, we can do that. And Ani Kinor was born. Thank you, Marge and John, for taking this ride, for all of your efforts to create and sustain the group. The sound we created was so uplifting and so much fun to contribute to. I could never quite believe I was fronting for this group of incredibly talented musicians and that we would have so much fun together doing it. It has been a musical highlight of my life. Many musicians have come and played as part of Ani Kinor, so thank you, Tammy, Douglas, Steve, Andrew, Connor, Dave, Robbie, Sue, and all the others, including Ray Stokes, our sound engineer, who with his good nature tried his hardest to make it work. Thank you to all in the congregation, beginning with Ed and Gail Snitzer and Fred and Karen Edelstein, but branching out to many more whose names are in the program, who have found something compelling about the music and supported our efforts. To AJ Luca, you, with your can-do spirit and infectious smile and positivity, have been a joy to work with and collaborate with. Your piano playing has moved me to tears countless times. I am so grateful for and proud of the work we've done together. When Marge started considering musicians to join us in Ani Kinor, she reached out to Joe Nero to ask him if he knew anyone who would want this job early on Friday evening. Joe said, I could do it. And that's how, quite miraculously, we ended up with the best percussion player in the city on our bima almost every Friday night for 8 years. I still don't quite get how, when the full orchestra struggled to make a piece come together, Joe could bang on his drum once at the exact right time to make everything fall into place. But he did that multiple times. And Joe, the beauty of your disposition matches your talent. Thank you for spending so much time with me over the years. Bob Butrin has spent just as much time on our bima every week for 8 years. Bob, you have the greatest ear for melody and harmony that I have ever experienced. Not one note that Bob has ever played has been written on the music before him. He sees what the melody will be, and he hears in his own mind how he can elevate it, and elevate it he does. Many times I have smiled widely as I heard something Bob played that was unexpected or fun or glorious. And Bob, you bring stories and laughter and love for the craziness of life to our time together. and has been so much fun. Thank you. Tom Whittemore. When I prepared to audition for RS and we were going over what I was going to sing, I made some joke about you probably having played the Janowski Avena Malkano a few times in your day. You wrote back, yes, a few. I had no idea just how many times over how many years. But your modesty and humor and your interest in helping me succeed told me everything I needed to know. And as I grew to know you and our friendship deepened, I learned that those qualities, modesty, humor, loyalty, and love, are the foundation of who you are. You are a beautiful, deeply caring soul. And on top of that, you are one of the most profoundly talented musicians I have ever known. RS is incredibly lucky that you have served this community with love for the many, many years that you have. I have been blessed to be part of a tremendous professional team as well. To the staff of RS and every support position, casino, security, nothing we do happens without you. And I have always been and will continue to be grateful for your support. Special thanks to Bené Stein, who has been my assistant for a number of years now, has always looked for ways to step in and help. To our senior staff, Jeff Katz and Jennifer James, and to the rabbis I have worked with, Rabbi Mederer, Rabbi Friedman, Rabbi Kuhn, and Rabbi Fuchs. Thank you for all that you have taught me as I have watched each of you work, for the example of love for and devotion to this community that you have set, and for your partnership in projects sublime and ridiculous. Thank you for your leadership in expanding the role of the cantor at RS and trusting me with those responsibilities. I have been extremely proud to be part of this team. The other team I am proud to be a part of is my family. My husband, David, and my daughters, Sivan and Maytal. This has been a team effort, and I could not have served this congregation without your support and love. We will navigate this next stage together. And finally, to the RS leadership and all in the congregation, thank you for welcoming me here, for being open to what I brought and taught, and for supporting me as I decided to make a change. Thank you for being here tonight. May you and may the RS community continue to go from strength to strength along this path to holiness. Shabbat Shalom.
Me out to the shul game.
Take me out to Berkman Merkaz Lamuk.
Buy me some latkes and knishes too.
I don't care if they're kosher, do you? For its root for the cantor.
If she's leaving, it is a shame.
For it's ein, zwei, dry, and she's out.
Happy old RS game.
Yeah.
Yay!
Cantor Frankel, we wish you the very best. Enjoy your Shabbat dinner with your family. And to everybody else, good night and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good night.